Hello, you're watching This is Cambodia. Coming up in today's program in local news. The Asian Development Bank says businesses in Cambodia could save tens of millions of dollars every year if they adopted more energy-efficient business practices. Government officials and experts will meet to discuss about the increase in the minimum wage tomorrow, while unions warn of mass protests. In other news, Filipinos' Typhoon Haiyan survivors are suffering mental burdens after they lost family members. Hello, I am Tana. It's Tuesday, November the 26th. We begin with local news. Businesses in Cambodia could save tens of millions of dollars every year if they adopted more energy-efficient business practices, according to the Asian Development Banks. The bank held a workshop this morning to discuss how to use energy service companies to come up with energy-saving measures.
This morning's energy efficiency workshop was aimed at senior business managers. Speakers included His Excellency Dr. Thong Kon, the Minister of Tourism, and the country head of the ADB, Eric Sidgwick. Cambodia already imports 60% of its electricity from its neighbours, and as a result, electricity is very expensive. It would be helpful for the country's economy and its ecology if Cambodia used less electricity, and the conference discussed ways to do this. These ways included building better designed buildings, more efficient cooling systems, and better ventilation. The Asian Development Bank estimates that Cambodia could save up to $600 million by the year 2020 if all its improvements were acted upon.
The Ministry of Labour, a working group and related bodies will hold a meeting tomorrow to discuss how to increase the minimum wage of garment and footwear workers. As the meeting happens, 4 labour unions announced that they will lead a nationwide demonstration next month if the minimum wage is still lower than $154.
Government officials and experts will meet tomorrow to find ways on how to possibly increase the minimum wage, an issue which unions and workers have been demanding for some time. The Ministry of Labour and Vocational Training will lead the meeting, and a working group and unions will attend the discussion. Food price has risen following the elections, and the workers said a further increase in minimum wage to over $100 is necessary. On Monday, 4 large unions announced that they will stage a mass protest next month unless the minimum wage is lifted to over $154. The unions also demanded 5 other points relating to better labor conditions and a solution to the prolonged SL garment factory labor dispute. Cambodia has over 800,000 garment and footwear workers with a current minimum wage of $80. There are over 800 factories operating throughout the country. The industry has been the country's largest source of income, and the minimum wage has been lifted year on year. The government has promised to increase the minimum wage in proportion to the economic growth.
7 Cambodians were arrested in a police operation against illegal immigrants in Penang, Malaysia. This is according to a media report from Malaysia. The report said those 7 Cambodians were among 30 foreigners who stayed at houses at construction sites. The other illegal immigrants were Indonesian, Bangladeshi, and people from Myanmar. All of them were aged between 23 and 40. Police said more than 60 people were checked during the operation, and many of them did not have valid travel documents or had overstayed in Malaysia. The illegal immigrants were then sent to the Immigration Detention Center for further investigation and prosecution. Cambodia has exported about 2,200 tons of rice to the Ivory Coast during the first 10 months of this year. Cambodia is also considering exporting other agricultural products, including mango and pepper, to the country. This is according to His Excellency Yut Putong, Secretary of State with Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fishery. The President of National Assembly of the Ivory Coast, His Excellency Goliam Kibafori Soro, has led a delegation to Cambodia to meet with senior officials and Cambodia's Prime Minister as well. The visit is aimed at strengthening bilateral and economic ties between the two countries. The Japanese government has provided about $20,000 in funds to build 2 medical buildings in Siem Reap and Kampong Cham province. The funds were handed over by the Japanese ambassador to Cambodia, Yuji Kumamaru, on Monday at the Japanese embassy in Phnom Penh. About $12,000 will be used to build a 2-floor medical building in Kampong Cham province, Chiang Prey district. And the rest will be used to build Khon Riem Medical Center in Siem Reap province, Banteay Sray district. Over 260,000 residents and pregnant mothers in the provinces are expected to benefit from the 2 buildings. The funds came as a part of the grassroots human security project, which began in Cambodia in 1991. A Cambodian village in a far-flung area bordering Vietnam has been developed into a model community. Thanks to the National Assembly President Samdech Heng Samrin, the village now has new model houses, improved water irrigation system, a school, roads, and a pagoda. The new developments are improving the villagers' quality of life.
An aerial view of a recently developed area in a remote area bordering Vietnam. It is a village in Kok Commune, Panier Krai district, Kampong Cham province, and it was once a poor village with poor infrastructure. In recent years, the villagers could hardly produce as much rice as they do today. Due to the absence of a water irrigation system, they had to depend on rain to water their crops. But now, as a result of a development project by National Assembly President Samdech Heng Samrin, they can do rice farming twice or even 3 times a year.
Before, we could farm rice only once a year, but after the development by Samdech, we can do it twice, and some can do rice farming even 3 times per year. We are so happy to see enough water for farming, and there is even more fish than before. As there is enough water, we can produce more rice. Before, it was difficult to grow rice crop here due to water shortage. But now we can grow rice crop and it produces more yields. It is far different from before.
Villagers also claimed their livelihoods have been improved as a result of the development. The development project began in May 2012 after years of postponement due to uncertainty over border demarcation with Vietnam. And as a result of the project, villagers have seen new model houses, roads, bridges, water irrigation system, school buildings, healthcare center, and a pagoda. The project was said to have benefited over 1,000 households, and the villagers also want to see more development in other areas.
I would like to thank Samdech Heng Samrin for the development that brings irrigation system and new houses for the villagers. We would be more than happy if he could expand the project to other villages.
That's all in part 1. When we come back, we will bring you more lighter news from the region and around the world. Stay tuned.